Hello and a very good evening, dear friends and followers. Welcome back to another live stream today from Italy. So we're standing here with the Alitalia livery on the MD-82 in Milan Linate. Hi, not as strong. I'm fine, thank you very much. DG spotting, you two already back. That's nice to see. Yeah, today we're doing a well, quite short hop from Milano to Punta Raisi, and the flight time today will be 1 hour and 26. Departure time is in 29 minutes. So let's start with jumping into the aircraft. So as we can see, the aircraft already has ground power connected, and the windows are open, so that's a little bit fresh air is coming in to the cockpit. I now start with doing the checkup here. Emergency lights to on, and then do the quick check.
PA and emergency light test.
Emergency lights okay.
Emergency lights okay, that's fine, so we can arm them. Well, thank you very much, but I'm not streaming every day. I know it was a lot in the last days. Or even weeks, but it will get less in the future, I think, because I have a lot of stuff to do in real life, so there's not much time left to stream. But yeah, I saw that we are 41 now. That's not really nice to see, and yeah, I just start with the cockpit preparation here. We want to listen to the mechanics.
Glide slope.
Headwind, shear, headwind, shear, headwind, shear. Tailwind, shear, tailwind, shear, tailwind, shear.
So these two systems are working as well. Logo lights on, speed test.
Overspeed. Stall. Stall.
Stall test is also working. Anti-skid is working. You can see the messages coming up. Yaw damper is on. We reduce the cabin temperature already, although it's not working at the moment. And then I'd say we are basically ready to start boarding, right? So departure in about 26 minutes. I'm just quickly setting up the PAX program here. And then we can start the boarding. So everything is set up now. Close that window so we have a better view here on the EFP. So it's the correct flight loaded here already, but the after cargo is wrong. I have to reset that. Let me see, how much cargo do I have? $480. That's what I set up here. Okay, and fuel, according to our flight plan, should be 11,300 kilograms. That's okay. 1100, 313, that's fine. So check the route down here. 11313, that's right. So let's check into the FMC. So we have the flight plan already stored, so we can choose that here and we can activate it. So the route is already in. Concerning the weather, that's a little interesting because the wind is currently let's see, the wind is currently 280 at 3. So basically we can take runway 18 for departure because there's almost no tailwind. So I suggest that we take that because then the taxi route is not that long, and we are flying the log D7 Alpha arrival departure. Let me see if this is a 36 departure. I think so. Did I see that wrong? No, it's telling me log D7 Alpha. But I don't have a log D7 Alpha departure. That's interesting. Let me see, where can I see the here? No? No? Ich mach nix, ich mach nix. That's on Sicily, near Palermo. So lock the... okay, time for me to check the real world charts here. I don't know why I don't have the lock D7 departure. Runway 36 Arnov transition. Ah. Okay, so in that case we need to take the Tofsa departure. I just have to check which one it is. The 6 X-ray is the 18 departure. 6 Juliet, okay. And 6 Charlie departure. Okay. And then we should take the... is that even correct what I did there? No, it's not. Wait a second. Okay. I'm just checking all the information here. So this is way... okay, so we're taking the Tofsa 6 Charlie, and then there should be there we go. Lock D6 Charlie transition. There we go. That should be the correct one. Plan mode. Let's see. TOFC and then Pabro and then lock D. Let's zoom out a little bit. That looks good. Okay, we found our departure route. No, the airport is quite small actually. I mean, well, there are even 340s landing at, but basically the airport is quite small. But you will see it later on, so you have something to look forward to. And so TOF's 6 Charlie. There we go. And we can now go into the performance page, do that stuff first. So we're departing runway 18. Condition is dry, flap optimum. Winds currently 280 at 3. QNH is 1004. And we can see here we have a crosswind of 2 knots. So that's not much and no problem for the Mad Dog. Anti-ice off packs will be on. And for the takeoff weight we check our performance page and we can see 65.8 is the takeoff weight. 65.8. Go to calc. And then we have a flap 15.5, cell temp 13. So if the flap optimum is 15.5, then we can also set a flap 15 departure. Okay, that would be a normal takeoff then. Really? Let's check again. Yes, we did. We did. Okay, so get rid of these here. Perfect. So check that. Flight level, cruising flight level will be 2990. I can show you here in the flight plan. Here you can see flight level steps. 2990 is the final flight level. We set that here. Cruise wind is 250 at 22. ISI temperature is +5. Transition altitude 6000 is okay. And fuel we have 11.3 /N. We check our reserve fuel weight. 54.9. 54.9. And just out of interest, I want to double check that with the information we have here. Weights 52.7. Okay, so our flight plan, Simbury flight plan, zero fuel weight is less than what we actually have. But nevertheless, the fuel is the same. So we have reserve fuels of 4.4 plus 1 ton, make it 5.4. So 5.4 as reserves. And then our performance page is set. We can switch to the takeoff page. And now we can see here our V1 137, 140 and 149. So 137, 140 and 149. So this is set. We now need to check the gross weight over here. So for that we go back to our weight and balance page and set the zero fuel weight to 54.9. No, that was the wrong one. 54.9 is set, so this is set perfectly. And then we can check the route. So this is the route we have right now set in. LICJ, Ekdir, Lomit, Until Giano. Let's double check that with the route we have in here. LICJ, Ekdir, Lomit, Until Giano. And from there on we fly the Giano for Foxtrot for runway 20 into Punta Raisi.
If the overhead bin is full, please make sure you close it as a courtesy to other passengers.
You guys are amazing.
All your items are put away so that the aisle is clear and other passengers can make their way to
Okay,
their seats.
so
During an emergency exit
Giano
row,
is planned in. We can also plan the arrival.
back in front of you. If you're not able to comply with these
So
actions,
we have
notify
different
the attendant.
availabilities for the arrival,
You are free to use your portable electronic
and
device during the boarding process. We ask that
according
while
to
your electronic
our
devices still
flight
work
plan, we
in
have
front of you.
runway
Thank you.
20 for the approach. But I think we will take runway 25 instead. That's the longer runway. Runway 20 would be possible to land on, but I think 25 is better. So for the approach, runway 25. There we have an ILS approach, where we can check ILS Zulu and then check the approaches here for Giano. We have Giano 3 Lima. That looks good actually. You know what? Make it interesting. We take runway 20. Why not? And then we take the Giano, what is it, 2 mic arrival. And according to our flight plan, Giano 4 Foxtrot. Okay, let's double check. The Giano 4 Foxtrot is an on-off approach. Yeah, we can also take that. That's no problem. So, there should be, according to the charts, there should be an ILS approach into runway 20, but we don't have that here, have we? VOR, DME, VOR, DME localizer, and RNAV. Okay. So let's take, out of interest, let's take the localizer Zulu runway 20 and just check what which offer we get via color transition. Execute. Yeah, that's right, that's right. Yep, you're speaking the truth. So, this is now set, and now time to set the departure. So flap 15.5 and a cell temp of 30. So we set the cell temp already. Cell temp 30. Flap will be set to 15.5. And we also do the same over here. Set the flap to 15.5. And the takeoff CG should be 8.5. Let's double check. Takeoff CG 9.3. Okay, so we set that to 9. There we are. 9, come on, 0.3. Set the trim. We're quite heavy today. I can show you that in a few minutes. A little bit too far here. Oh, come on. Down again. There we go. Now this is set. We have set the flaps and the CG, and we can now check the cabin temperature here. It's 25 degrees. The boarding is still ongoing, but I think we should also and we should request a fuel, of course. We should start the APU soon, just to get the temperature down a little bit. And we can check in with the flight attendants about the boarding status check.
Hey, how's boarding going back there?
Okay, 6 minutes left.
We're still boarding. Let us know if you need anything.
So cell temp is set to 30. That is fine. We can then turn off the ART, because this has to be off using a flex temp departure. So we can try again with the flight recorder here, and we also test the cockpit voice recorder. Okay, cockpit voice recorder is working. And then we can set the flight recorder. So today is the 23rd of May. Flight number is 461 leg 1, and we insert that. Click on event. And then set the takeoff weight. You can see that back here. Takeoff weight 65.8. 65. 817. CG is a 9.3. Oh, we should set that to 9.3. CG is 9.3. We spare that out and leave it to 0. Insert and event. Just try it out. I don't think it's working, but anyway. So the alignment is done. We have the route set in. Emergency lights are test. Cabin signs are not yet on because we are still, yeah, they're still off, because we are still refueling. But refuel is now almost done. And then we set on the cabin signs. The windshield anti-ice switch is set to on. Stall warning is test. Engine sync selector is set to off. Set to off. Yeah, stall warning tested. Air condition shut off switches, we can set them to auto already, even though the APU is not yet started. TRP is down here. We tested that in the beginning. Fuel quantity is rising. The altimeters, we have 1004, so we could set that in 1004. Set that in here as well. 1004. is 2966. Okay, is set. Fuel shut-off switches are set to off. Both are off, and cabin pressure lever is set to auto, but we can test that. And it's going back down, so that's working. So now we wait until the refueling is done. Yo, welcome back. We have almost 1 hour left for the boarding time. We have 12 minutes left for the departure. Let's check about the... well, there is an aircraft already starting up, but nothing else is going on here at the moment. So boarding is completed, as you might have heard. So I can do the bridge away, release them.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard.
Door is closed.
461. Our flight time will be roughly 1 hour and 30 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode.
Yeah, basically it is your name, David. Just the I moved to the front.
All tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, secure doors for departure.
And refuel is almost done. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. On behalf of Alitalia and Sky Team, I would like to welcome you aboard this flight to Punta Raisi. We just have the last few liters of fuel coming into the aircraft before we are completely ready to go. So we will definitely depart on time, and the weather is quite fine here, as you can see. We don't expect any delay, so you can be sure that we will be arriving on time as well. For now, I would like you to sit back, relax, enjoy the flight, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask our lovely cabin crew. Thank you. Yeah, the go around could possibly be, as I'm flying with the honeycomb yoke again, so still not used to that, but we will see. So we can now start the APU. So in the meantime, cabin signs are on, and fuel quantity 11,200 kilograms, checked and balanced. There's always slightly less than what we planned. That's because of the flight simulator. So That's not a problem of the aircraft here. Okay, so APU is now available. Can start the APU generator. Turn off the external power. Start the APU air. And we can send the external air and the GPU away. Not sure if this is now working, but it looks fine. Okay. And we are now basically ready to go, so we can plan our pushback. I installed toolbar pushback again because I just need it. It's such a nice program that I cannot not use it. So, request a pushback.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
So before start, checklist. Let's double check. The parking brake is set. EFB, we can set to flight mode now. Don't need them to be online anymore. So pneumatic pressure is checked. We have the pressure. Engine ignition selector switch to system A. We can now open all the tank pumps. APU and econ switches
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All
is
doors and
set
hatches
to norm
closed.
down
All
here.
ground equipment is removed.
Turn on the
The parking brakes are set.
anti-collision lights.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
Now we need to open the crossfeed valves here, so that we will be able to start the engine soon. And thrust
Okay,
levers
clear
idle.
for push start. Please release
They
the
are
parking
set
brake.
to idle. We're clear for pushback, so we
Parking brakes are
release
released.
the parking brake.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
And now we can start the engines. So, starting switch. No, we have to turn off the APU bleed. Engine start switch, right valve open. Let's see the N2 rising.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for an important safety demonstration. Thank you for flying with us.
20%. Fuel shut off on. And 35% N2. Start switch off. And start engine number 1. N2 is rising. Oh, is it? Is it the same as in Explain in 11? I just love it. This program is so nice that you can pre-plan it. That's so great. 20%. Start engine number 1.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Brakes are set.
Parking brakes set.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
Ground. Startup is complete. You may disconnect.
Fuel shut off. Fuel start switch. No, engine start switch off.
Have a good flight.
So now, engine ignition selector can be set to off. Pilot and static heat to captain. Airfoil and engine anti-ice is not required. Air condition supply switch is set to auto. And hydraulic system is on. Transfer pumps are on. Hydraulic pumps set to high for the departure. That's fine. And we can then turn off the APU. And we can now set to the flaps for departures. flaps 11, flaps 15 and flaps 15.5. So when we release the brakes, we will make a quick thrust check if everything is set for the departure. On the speed brakes, auto brakes set RTO and arm. Flight controls check, full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral. Parking brake released, thrust check. Okay, no reaction, everything is set. Art in-up is correct. Milano traffic, Alitalia 461 is taxiing to runway 18. Oh, and I know what I forgot. I forgot to do a fire test, so let's quickly do that. I'm not even sure if this is working now. It is.
Fire left engine. Fire right engine.
Perfect. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And you can concentrate on starting the engines or doing a wing view or whatever during the pushback. There's no need to control the pushback. Set the MCP, flight level 290, 150, auto throttle on. And we can also now close the window. And we need to hold short on the runway because we still have the security video running. Parking brake is set. Milano traffic, Alitalia 461 is holding short, runway 18, waiting for the security video to end. So flight directors can be turned on as well. There we go. Now we just wait for the security video to finish. Cabin crew, seats for departure, please. Seats for departure.
Smoking is not permitted in any area of the aircraft, including the lavatories. All the lavatories are equipped with smoke detectors.
Yeah, no, they were not on fire. It was just an engine test.
Alitalia vi ringrazia per l'attenzione e si augura che il volo sia di vostro gradimento. Alitalia thanks you for your attention and hopes you will enjoy the flight.
Departure is to be expected in 12 seconds. We won't make that, but we just need to wait for the cabin crew to announce ready for departure. Setting sun here.
On the channel above.
Cabin crew, seats for departure, please. Seats for departure.
Linate traffic, Alitalia 461 is now lining up and taking off runway 18. So we can shut down the crossfade switches, set transponder to standard IFR. and start to roll on. Strobe lights on as well. We don't need to backtrack this little short part here. No, there is unfortunately no ATC. As usual when I'm flying. So we take every bit of the runway. I feel that the cabin sound is quite loud, isn't it? Turn that down a little bit here. Okay. Yeah, that's a... but I almost every time have no ATC. Okay, so set now for 1.4% on the takeoff roll. Start the clock and set takeoff thrust.
Takeoff thrust set.
Yeah, but that's normal because the engines are so...
Traffic with 1623, 412 pushing back and firing the engine.
that's because the engines are so far back at the aircraft. Well, the performance calculation looks weird.
Positive rate.
Gear up. Yeah, give me a second. I will switch to the outside in a second. So we are airborne. So let's see outside. Yeah, there was something wrong, I guess, with the engine setting, although I don't really know what exactly, but anyway, so we set now climb thrust, speed,
Climb thrust set.
get down a little bit here, and then we can turn left. Catch back our route here. And I forgot to set up the engine selector here. Well, the aircraft is definitely a lot different to fly compared to the 737 or A320. It's really a complete other control. It's completely different. So flaps 11. And we are back on course here. Can set now the autopilot on the altitude button here, and now we also turn on some lights.
Stabilizer motion.
Could you please climb instead of descend? That would be nice. Okay. So increase the speed to 250 and hold that speed to climb up.
Flap 0.
Can reset the ART. And let's retract.
Slats retract.
So auto brakes are off. Climb thrust is set. Let's double check the brake temperature. Brake temperature is fine. Auto brake is off, speed brake is retracted, flap slap lever is up and retracted, engine ignition selector, no need to switch that, center tank fuel pumps are on. And when passing 6,000, then we will set the altimeter to standard, and then the after takeoff checklist will be completed. Turn on some panel lights here, some floodlights. Nope, that was a little bit too much here. That's okay. Okay, set. Yeah, it's definitely very nice. It's difficult to fly sometimes, so you really have to take care about what you're doing. But overall, it's really nice to fly. And we're soon passing 6,000, so we can turn off the lights. No, of course not. We can set the barometric pressure to standard. That was what I wanted to say. 29092 set once. 29092 set twice. Turn on these lights as well in here. There we go. The Leonardo MD-80 came out, I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. Maybe 4, yeah. So check the cabin temperature is now down to 21 degrees, that's fine. Engine synchronization is set to off, that's okay. Standard pressure is set, so after takeoff checklist completed. And we have now 1 hour and 20 minutes left until our scheduled arrival. In real life, that's a good question, I don't know. I think maybe 1980, something around that, or maybe 1979, something like that, but I'm not sure about it. Could be different as well. Nose lights can be turned off as the gear is retracted anyway. And we are passing flight level 100. So we can turn off the lights and increase the speed. And seatbelt signs can be set to auto. Oh, see, first flight 1979. So my first guess 1980 was not bad. And we can tell the passenger that we turned off the seatbelt signs. Well, I think we can trust Wikipedia in that information. Look at the scenery down there. That's so great, isn't it? That looks so funny, I'm sorry. The MD-80 just looks so funny. Yeah, that's right. The MD-80 was a development stage of the DC-9. I think the correct name was DC-93082 or something like that, and then they just shortened it to MD-80, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's true. All the windows, but I like these eyebrow windows. Don't know why. I never use them, but I love it. So turn down the brightness here. Let's see if I can forecast. That's working. Great. So for the wind information, descending, we have 200, 150 and 100. So 200, 150, 100. So we have 256 at 11, 256 at 11, and we have 270 at 6, and we have 001 at 5. And let's see if there's any more information. Let's say we have +8 at 10,000. Is this working? Yeah, I think so, maybe. Okay, so this is set, nav track. Climb thrust is set, flaps are up. Everything looks great. Speed is up to 290. The PMDG 737 has eyebrow windows if you choose them. However, in the real life, I don't think there are no 737s left in the, well, let's say well-known countries that has eyebrow windows. Oh, does they? Okay, I didn't know that. I really thought they changed that to normal windows, or at least the older aircrafts were already got off the fleet. And at the moment we even have Tower online. I'm not sure how long he will stay online. Let's check what he says about the arrival runway. Type of approach, RNP Zulu, runway in use for arrival 07, departures 07. So we have runway 07 for the approach. And we can expect RNF Zulu runway 07. So in that case, of course I need to change my stars again. So we will fly the Giano to November, I think. So we can update that here as well. VOR, here it is, RNF Zulu runway 07 via Giano to November, XOZ transition, execute. Check if there is any discontinuity, but there shouldn't be. Okay, there is not. That's great. And now we can check the routes page here, if everything is set up correctly. Giano, now we're getting closer, so I need to tune in a little bit. So basically Nalif, CJ 432, 433. Come on, Bapek, Uksupi, CJ 437. Ixozi, Pipso, CJ51, and then the on-off approach. That's fine. Tomorrow, that's a good question. I'm not sure yet. Maybe. I think so, but I will decide that tomorrow afternoon. So if I'm gonna stream, then I will make that public on the Discord, of course, and also on the YouTube planning. Hi Trophy, welcome to the stream. Welcome to tonight's flight into the wonderful and warm Palermo, Punta Raisi. "16 minutes in the air already, 1 hour and 10 to go." Yeah, that's correct. That's Trophy was the last subscriber in the last stream. And we're getting close now to flight level 240. Can actually check the cabin pressure. That's fine, it's rising. And we should set the landing altitude before we forget that. So the airport elevation is at 65. So I can set that up. And QNH should be 1010, so we can set that as well. 1008, 1009, 10010. 1010, that's what I wanted to say. Flight level 250 now. And we can see, no, here we can see that this green line, which shows us the top of climb with the current climb rate, and here is this green TC, which is the planned top of climb, and we can see that we will reach the top of climb on time, maybe a little bit earlier as well. So we are perfectly on track, and we can also see that with the balloon over here, which is also perfectly on track. And while we're having this wonderful wing view, I will also show you the approach charts. So we are flying the Giano to November, and oh well, then keep learning, Trophy, and you could come back in about 1 hour. Then you will be back on time for the landing, and then you can watch the landing for about 15 minutes, and then you can go back to learn. It's even not bad to learn for an hour or so and then do a short break of about 15 minutes. That's really good. But of course it's your decision. So anyway, I wish you good luck for tomorrow in case you're not coming back. And yeah, considering the approach here. So we are flying the Giano to November, we can see that here. That means we approach Giano between flight level 80 and flight level 190. And then we fly on a heading of 152 and until Naluf. And then we would fly the Exosi transition, which means from CJ432 we would turn left and fly the transition here, but I will delete that because we will fly from CJ432 directly to Exosi. That will shorten us a lot. We just have to take care that we have a maximum of 230 knots until CJ432 and a maximum of 210 knots until Exosi. Also, at CJ432 we need to be between 5,000 feet and flight level 80. I will be at 5,000 because we need to descend to Exosi as well, and if we're higher than 5,000 then that would mean that we are too high to be leveled over Exosi. That's really kind of you, Nolaston, to keep me open. And thank you, Trophy, for coming back in an hour. Really appreciate it. So, and after Exosi, we fly the Arnov runway 07. That means Exosi 5,000. We fly on a heading of 154 degrees to Bipso, and from Bipso we turn onto the approach for runway 07. So basically what that means is we turn left onto a heading of 064 until we cross CJ511, and then we descend with a glide path of 3 degrees down to CJ512, which is our missed approach point, where we need to see the runway, otherwise we have to go around. So we can see down here the descent angle of 3 degrees means that from CJ511 with 160 knots, for example, we need to descend with an angle of about 850 feet per minute. In the unlikely event of a water landing, what did I want to say? So the minimum decision altitude here, we can see that down here, straight in landing runway 07, LNAV CDFA is the minimum decision altitude of 880 or minimum decision height of 847. So we can set the decision height, decision altitude of 880 already. No, I do no water landing. And in the case of a go around, of course we will leave CJ 512 with a left turn onto radial 337 of Raisi VOR, and then fly to Uksupi and hold. As this is an RNAV approach, this will be programmed into the FMC as well. So we will nevertheless tune in 113.0 as Raisi VOR into our nav computer. We will also set a radial of 337, but basically we can use the autopilot to fly that. Yeah, transition altitude is 5,000. Transition level is then at least flight level 60. It's always 1,000 feet above. And what's also important to note is that at BIPSO we have a maximum of 185 knots. And also an altitude, of course, of 2,300 feet at BIPSO, which we hold until CJ 511. So when we go back into the cockpit, I will now check the FMC, and by the way I can set cruise on the EPR. So if we remember correctly, at the waypoint Giano we want to be between flight level 80 and flight level 190, and we can see here we have flight level 181 set. So I can make that even lower, and let's say we make it 15,000, or let's make it 16,000 or below. And then CJ 432 is already set in with flight level 50 or above, or flight level 80 or below, and I want to set it 5,000 fix. So we set that in as well. Nein, das ist vom, warte, ich zeig's dir, die Autothrottle. Achtung, ich mache Autothrottle aus. Weg. Ich mache Autothrottle an. Das ist Autothrottle, der hält die Geschwindigkeit. So flight level 50 is set. And then we continue after CJ 432. We want to fly directly to to Ixozi. So we clear that out. Put that here. And at Ixozi, I want to be at 5,000. So actually I could set 6,000 here as well. But I don't want to be above, I want to be at 5,000 set. So, and at BIPSO, I want to be at 2,300 or above. Basically, according to the charts, we need to be at 2,300 exactly. But if we are in, let's say, 2,400, that would be no problem for the approach whatsoever. Alles klar, wir starten not as strong. Naja, also ich glaube, dass man bei Aero News Germany doch mehr lernt als bei mir. Also, doch, das glaube ich schon. So I set Raisi VOR already in, because we don't need it before that, so I can prepare it already for the approach. Course will be 337. And set the course here as well, 337, both sides. 337 set. And we can now go to VNAV. And you can see this now switched as well to FMS speed, so that means that it's basically holding now the the speed which is set up in the FMC. VNAV level and nav track. And I think I can now turn off the auto throttle. I don't need that anymore. I just have to keep an eye on the speed, and if it's getting too much or too less, then I will turn on the auto thrust again, so that the autopilot keeps adjusting the speed, and then I can turn it off so we don't have that beep all the time. Ja, ich weiß das aber. Ich weiß das. dass man bei Aero News Germany definitiv mehr lernt. So we're quite slow today, just a Mach 0.73 today. There's enough space until our maximum speed. And as we're having Mach 0.724, I will readjust with the auto throttle. So the auto throttle should, yeah, you can see now EPR are going up. Speed will be increased now. Passengers, that's a good question. Passengers are 162 on board today. Let me check if this is the same as here. Okay, this is the flight plan from SimBrief. It says 170, but I think there's just space for 162. Yep, definitely full house today. We can see fuel at Palermo will be 6.8 tons, and according to the flight plan, if I have a look here at Palermo Punta Raisi, we should have 6.2. We have 6.8, so that's even enough fuel for a go around and come back. We can see the optimum flight level would be 335 right now, so we could climb up. I'm not really sure if this is necessary, so let me see. Where is our top of climb, top of descent? Yeah, top of descent already coming in here. Just let's see, to top of descent, 200 miles left, so basically we could climb, of course, to flight level 310, but that's not really necessary. So there's no additional info today. Oh, you're on vacation, where are you? Okay, so in Grömitz. Sehr schön. Soll sehr schön sein, habe ich mal gehört. So, okay, so NOTAMs. Let's see. Well, we could check that approach procedures are suspended. Okay, due to Linate. Oh, that's approach for Linate. Punta Raisi, Palermo. There we go. Airport. Obstacle GT on hall, hazard beacon unserviceable, okay. Automatic terminal information service not available due to maintenance. Aircraft stands 301 and 302, exit mandatory with pushback due to whip. Aircraft stands closed, okay. Apron taxiway Romeo between intermediate holding position Romeo 5 and taxiway hotel is closed. That should be... the controller should be aware of that. COVID-19 information. Passengers boarding and disembark operations may be delayed due to limitation and restrictions contained in specific ministerial decree and relevant notum in force. So it might be that our deboarding will be delayed due to some problems with the COVID-19 if there are too many aircraft arriving at the same time. New obstacle, erected crane. That's not a factor to us. Instrument approach procedure. Pilots, unless otherwise instructed by ATC unit, shall reduce speed to 250 knots or at or below flight level 100. And pay attention to comply with speed restrictions. Okay, so that's nothing special. RMP Zulu, runway 07. IAS max 180 knots, starting the turn to intercept the appropriate radial for VOR approach, or at a distance of 9 nautical miles from runway threshold. So we must have a maximum of 180 knots when we turn onto final. So this information is important, so we can set that up already. So BIPSO will be the final point, and we changed this 185 into 180. Okay, that's not working. 180 and 2,300. Okay, now this is working. Yeah. Well, keep it as real as it gets, right? And okay, so we set that up, BIPSU 180, 2,300, and then it says maximum of 160 knots at a distance of 5 nautical miles from runway threshold. So that means maximum, when we reach 5 miles from the threshold, we need to have 160. So let's try to set that up. Runway 07. And let's see if I can set a radial, a circuit radius. Distance track fix. Let's see. 5. Okay, that's the heading. So we set a radial of 250 and do it with let's see. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, we now have the radial here, which is actually not quite right. The course should be 244. But I'm not sure what... Whoops. 2445. I don't know why there is a 10. No, it's the old Alitalia livery. It's not the new ITA Airways. It's the old Alitalia one. Nee, kenne ich tatsächlich nicht. Congo Airways habe ich noch nie gehört, tatsächlich. Track fix. Well, I have no idea how this works. What if I click a beam? I have no idea. Okay, runway 07. No, well, that's not. I cannot set a circle, a range ring. No, it doesn't look like I can set range rings here. That's a little bit unfortunate. Ja, dass das Congo Airways aus Afrika ist, aus Kongo, das habe ich mir schon gedacht. Verrät ja der Name irgendwie. And we have an EOAP message, center fuel pressure, so we can turn off the center tanks here because they are empty. And before I forget it, I can also set the missed approach altitude of 880. So this is the decision height. I want to set. I want to change this into barrow. Oh, I need for barrow. I need to. Well, good question. How can I set the barrow in this aircraft? Okay, so anyway, then it just takes a while because we need to set that up to 847. And test it. A mid-flight test. I don't think that this will be done in real life. But it's funny. Okay, so turn that up to 847. Can we? Okay, I don't know. Oh, it's just settable to 500. Okay. Can I reset that? No, I can just. No, I can just turn it off or on. That's quite interesting. So I don't have a minimum decision altitude where I can take care of. I can set this one here to, whoops, to 880. But I never understood this thing here. Anyway, okay, so performance landing. Landing runway 07, runway condition dry, flaps 1540. Check the wind. (250) at 4. QNH is 1010. Outside air temperature is 21 degrees. Reverse thrust, yes. Auto brakes minimum and add a reference of 5 knots. Landing weight, we check that here, 61.1. That's also above maximum landing weight. Ja, ist richtig, das hat mal jemand reingeschrieben. Und nein, das mache ich natürlich nicht, weil ich möchte natürlich möglichst real das Ganze machen und von daher werde ich niemals sowas machen. Also auf Fragen so von wegen, mach mal Bruchlandung, Wasserlandung, Crash, Barrel Roll, Looping, werde ich nie machen. Es sei denn, ich mache irgendwann mal extra einen Stream extra für sowas, aber das glaube ich eher weniger. So, speeds are set, so we can set the bucks here as well. VREF is 137. Actually, if I change that to 0 and then calculate it, okay, 132. So this is already added. So VREF 40 is 137. Was ist dumm? Dass ich es nicht mache oder wenn man das macht? And actually there's at the moment a lot of traffic. So, and it is possible that there is a change of runways, so we check the ATIS, which is 123875. So 123875. So make this active and then write down the information.
You have received status information, officer. This is Punta Raisi status information, officer, at time 1850 Zulu. Transport approach ILS Zulu. Runway and use arrival 25. Departure 25. Transition level 65. Wind touchdown 250 degrees 4 knots. Tab OK. Temperature 21 degrees, 2.18 degrees. QNH 1010 hectopascal. QFE 1008 hectopascal. You have received status information, officer.
Okay, so information Oscar is current. RNAV Zulu runway 25, transition level is 65, wind is 250 at 4, no clouds and 21 degrees, QNH is 1010, and flight time is about 40 minutes. So that means again, we need to change our arrival, so we won't fly the Giano. We won't fly the Giano, but we will fly the ILS. By the way, and the approach will be the Giano 3 Lima. So go on the arrival page. Localizer 25 Zulu, Giano 3 Lima, and then we take no transition and check what they said. So it's going to Lavru, and from Lavru we're directly at the, well, Edoxy. Let me check. Yeah, okay, so, and from Edoxy But where is the difference? Let me check. Localizer, Channel 3 Lima, and then Lavru transition. Execute. Channel Iblet exit. Red cube input Edoxy Lavru, and then hold at Lavru. Okay, there's just a holding at Lavru. But I delete that, we don't need it. And I can then zoom in, check the route, because we can short that from CJ426. We go direct to Binpu. Like this. Oh, wrong button. Iblet CJ426 to Binpu. And then we have to check the information. So basically at Edoxy, there is no altitude restriction for now, but we have a restriction of maximum 210 knots already at Apsid. Why is there even no Apsid? Let me see. Giano 3 Lima to Iblet, and then to CJ426. That's correct. And then direct Bintu. Ah, yeah. Okay. So at Binpu we want to have 200 knots, and flight level make it 600. Nope. Like this. And then we have Edoxy 200 knots. That's correct. And Lavru we want to have a maximum of 185 knots. And 3,500 feet. There we go. Then we will descend after Lavru to 3,000, where we intercept the ILS, and this is set. Perfect. Was ist mit dem Nightbot? Was meinst du mit einfach der Nightbot? And I cross-checked the landing weight, 61.1. 6159 would be according to our flight plan, okay. And 61.1, that looks better here. So 61.1 should be the more accurate one. We can switch that back to norm. Naja, was heißt heftig unterwegs? Der postet immer mal fleißig meinen Discord-Channel. Man weiß ja nie, wer so zuguckt und wer dann vielleicht doch mal reinspringt. And we are almost at our top of descent here, and the tower is still online. There's also a lot of traffic actually coming in and out. But I think when we arrive the traffic will mostly be gone. Was ist mit POV Mr. Beast? Ich kann hier irgendwie gerade nicht so ganz folgen. Okay, okay. Oh, habe ich noch nie gehört. Oh, man lernt nie aus. Und wer ist jetzt Mr. Beast? Ja, na das habe ich schon verstanden, dass du damit den Discord-Channel meinst. And we can also now see Giano incoming on the map here. We still have the VOR failed, so we have no Raisi VOR. And now we also have Palermo approach. Very nice. That is very, very nice. Was macht Mr. Beast? Ne, kenne ich nicht. Was macht er? And by the way, there is Palermo or Sicily coming in. I'm not sure if you can see that on the stream, but here is the island of Sicily. Let me see, as it is night again, I will turn on, make the cockpit brighter again. So now I think you can see it. Here is the island. Yeah, I need to reset the MCP altitude. So I set that down and arm it. Ach, ich glaube, den kenne ich. Ich glaube, das habe ich mal, da habe ich mal was gesehen von. Ja, aber ich gucke eigentlich, also wenn ich YouTube-Streams gucke, dann oder Videos gucke, dann ist das eigentlich nur Luftfahrt. Ansonsten bin ich auf YouTube, ja, Musik halt. Oder League of Legends, aber mehr auch nicht. So we can tune in Palermo approach now. As he will be calling us shortly, 120.2. 120.2, and when we are at Palermo approach, we will tune in the tower frequency already, just so when we are on the final we don't have to tune in the frequency for hours there. Ja, richtig, genau. So we are now over the top of descent in 2 miles, and you can see thrust is already reducing. And now the aircraft starts its descent. You can see that here. So we can set the EPR to go around. You can see these thrust, all the thrust movements changing. So this is climb thrust, this is cruise, and this is go around. Takeoff is a little bit less, so for go around we have the most thrust available basically. Yeah, and we are now into the descent. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. I just want to inform you that we have just started our descent. We will have around 20 minutes to landing, and for now we would like to bring your seat back in the upright position. Clean up your tables in front of you. The cabin crew will now start their way to the cabin, and please make sure you hand them off any litter. And yeah, for now, enjoy the descent. The weather in Palermo is actually quite fine, almost no wind, 20 degrees air temperature, so you can be sure to have a nice day in Palermo. For now, I would like to thank you for flying with Alitalia today, and I hope to see you soon again. Bye bye. Ja, kenne ich. Swiss 001 kenne ich. Ich mag seine Videos aber überhaupt nicht. Also das liegt aber nicht an ihm selber, sondern halt einfach an der Art, wie er die Livestreams macht. Er macht halt viel, ja, wie soll ich sagen, Unsinn ist das falsche Wort, aber er landet halt zum Beispiel mit einer 747 in Saba oder sowas, also von der Art und Weise her. Und er macht halt sehr viele spaßige Sachen, und das ist aber halt nicht so meins. Also ich kann dem da nicht so viel abgewinnen. Aber es gibt eine ganze Menge Follower, die er hat, und von daher macht er da scheinbar einiges richtig. Und von daher soll er seinen Weg ruhig weitermachen. Also das scheint ja irgendwo da auch eine ganze Menge Leute zu finden, denen es einfach gefällt. Wieso? There was... I just hope I have no crash again, because there was just a stop in the sound. You can set in the speed restriction. And we go for... flaps 40 is 134. The ILS frequency is 109.5. We can set that in 109.5 and the course of 244. Set on both sides. (109.5). Ja, das kannst du ja durchaus machen. Also ich habe da überhaupt kein Problem mit. Ich meine, ich sehe ja, dass er viele Follower hat, deswegen sage ich ja, er macht da einiges richtig. Und für mich ist es halt nichts. Ich finde das nicht lustig, ich finde das nicht spaßig. Für mich, ich benutze halt den Flugsimulator, um es möglichst realistisch zu machen. Es gibt viele, viele Leute, die das halt eher machen, weil sie Spaß haben wollen, weil sie Scheiß machen wollen, weil sie unrealistische Dinge machen wollen oder was auch immer. Das steht auch jedem frei und jedem zu. Aber für mich ist es halt einfach nichts. Aber ich finde, das ist auch kein Problem. Also das ist ja das Schöne. Es gibt eben unterschiedliche und das ist auch das Schöne an YouTube. Jeder hat die Möglichkeit, da wirklich viele verschiedene Streams zu gucken. Gerade das, was jemandem gefällt. Und ich finde, das ist auch durchaus legitim und ja, auch wirklich gut. And we will now contact Palermo approach. Ja, noch hast du ein bisschen Zeit, oder dein WLAN vielmehr, hat ja noch ein bisschen Zeit bis zur Landung. Palermo approach, buonasera, Alitalia 461, just passing Giano for the Giano 3 Lima arrival.
Italia 461, ciao Palermo, Squawk 1000.
Squawk 1000, Alitalia 461. Ja, genau. So sehe ich das nämlich auch. Da ist auch überhaupt nichts Schlimmes dabei.
Italia 461 identified continuum Giano 3 Lima, LS Zulu 25, descend flight level late 0.
Continue on the Giano 3 Lima arrival, expect ILS 25 and descending level 80, Alitalia 461, thank you.
Italia 461, information Papa.
Roger, we will check Papa, Alitalia 461. So there is a new ATIS information. 123, or let's check that in if this is working. 123875. Let's see if this is possible. Whoops. Okay, this is not possible. I thought it's possible to check in with the second frequency here, 123875. That should be correct. Yeah. Well, then we do it this way. 123875.
Transition level 65. Wind touchdown variable 2 knots. Cav OK. Temperature 22 degrees, 2.17 degrees. QNH 1010 hectopascals. QFE 1008 hectopascals. You have received status information, Papa. This is Punta Raisi status information, Papa at time 1920 Zulu. Type of approach ILS Zulu. Runway and use arrivals 25. Departures 25. Transition level 65. Wind touchdown variable.
And back to the approach frequency. We can check our performance page again. Wind is varying with 4 knots. QNH is 1010, temperature is 22 degrees. And recheck calc. Check the weight and balance. Landing weight 61.1. So we can now reset the bugs here. If I find out, come on. Why can I not? There we go. Reset the bugs. 137 still the same. Okay, perfect. Turn on the terrain radar. as we will have high mountains in the area. Phoenix 320, ja, die kommt auf jeden Fall. Ich muss nur gucken, wann und was und wie. Das Problem ist, momentan gibt es so viele neue Flugzeuge, also jetzt eben die PMDG, die Leonardo ist ja hier immer noch relativ neu. Und natürlich die Phoenix, keine Frage. Ich habe überlegt, vielleicht mal in Kolumbien oder sowas zu fliegen. Ich wollte auch schon immer mal nach Santiago fliegen, Santiago de Chile. Da muss ich mal schauen, ob ich da irgendwie eine Szenerie kriege oder so und dann eventuell mal mit der Phoenix 320 dort drüben fliegen oder so. Mal schauen. So I turn on the cockpit floodlights, but I will turn them down during the approach, of course.
Italia 461 descent 5,000 feet QNH 1010.
Descending 5,000 QNH 1010, Alitalia 461. Das ist die ATIS, die automatische, ja, quasi, wie sagt man auf Deutsch? Automatic Terminal Information Service. Also der gibt quasi die Wetterinformationen oder die Flughafeninformationen weiter an die Piloten. Gibt es auch in real, ist auch real meistens von einem Computer gesprochen. Und da sind dann so Informationen drin wie, also natürlich von wann die Zeit ist, also die Aufnahme ist, wie die Wolkengrenzen sind, wie der Wind ist, wie die Temperaturen und der Taupunkt sind, der Luftdruck, welchen Anflug man erwarten kann, welche Pisten offen sind. Da können Zusatzinformationen drinstehen, wie, weiß ich nicht, dass momentan gerade Vögel irgendwo in der Nähe der Piste sind oder so. Oder dass, was weiß ich, das ILS nicht in Use ist, weil irgendwas kaputt ist oder repariert wird. Oder lauter so, also wichtige Informationen einfach. Und wenn jetzt hier Online ATC vorhanden ist, dann kann man auch, ja, dann kann man das halt abrufen. Lights on. Seatbelt signs on. Cabin crew, 10 minutes to landing. Ja, ist auch recht interessant. Bin ich tatsächlich auch schon mal angeflogen. Wäre auch tatsächlich eine Überlegung. Muss man mal schauen. So, wir setzen jetzt schon den Speed runter hier auf, muss ich mal schauen. So, wir fliegen jetzt Iblet an, angeblich hier 285 Knoten. Das stimmt aber nicht, wir haben jetzt schon 240. Upsit will be overflown with 210 knots. No.
Italia 461 fly to Binpu, Bravo India November Papa Uniform.
Direct Binpu for Alitalia 461. And now it's going to be interesting because we need to reduce the speed. 207,000. So we set VNAV descent. Also nee, in echt noch nicht, im Flugsimulator nur. Und ich mache jetzt auch die Cockpitlichter wieder aus, dass sich die Augen langsam an das draußen gewöhnen. And we can have a look on the defense checklist. So the MSA is checked, approach and landing briefing is performed, MDF is cross-checked, landing data is confirmed. VBUCs are set. Descending 4000, Alitalia 461. Radio altimeter settings are set. ILS frequency. Hydraulic system is checked, and we can set the pumps to high again for the landing. Pressurization is fine as well. And we are descending, that's great. Approach checklist. Cabin signs are on and on. Fuel system is checked and balanced, and altimeter settings are set. Now fly direct epoxy. And we need now to reduce the speed. Use the speed brakes here.
Approach, buonasera, volotiamo 510 passing 1500 climb.
That's great, not a strong, and welcome back.
Volotiamo 510 Palermo radar, ciao, squawk guidance please. Alitalia 461, descend 3500 feet, clear as Zulu 25, report established.
Descend 3000, cleared for the RLS approach, runway 25, and we will report established. Alitalia 461.
461, 3500.
3500, sorry about that. Alitalia 461.
Volotiamo 510, radar contact, climb flight level 200.
200, volotiamo 510.
Arm the speed brake. Extend the slats. Hi, welcome back, Trophy. And we can turn on the VOR lock. There we are. Lock is captured. And the glide slope should be captured now as well. .185 knots now. Flaps 11, and we can set this one back as well. We don't need flaps 15.5.
Volotea 1015, fly direct Luron.
VNAV captured, lock captured, lock track. ILS is armed, and we can see the balloon. .185, that's great. So reducing the speed now, 160 knots. Flaps 15. Alitalia 461 established on the ILS runway 25.
Alitalia 461, reduce speed, minimum approach speed, traffic BFR on short final, contact tower 119.05, ciao.
119.05 and reducing the speed to minimum approach speed for Alitalia 461. Thank you very much and have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you, to you. Ciao.
119.05 and minimum approach speed 137.
472 libera destra sul Bravo.
Flaps 15.
Atterrai 01 ti
Gear down.
per le istruzioni.
2500.
Okay, that's not possible yet. Flaps 20.
Libero a destra su Charlie, Tarro 4.
And set flaps 40.
France 1212, runway 25, clear for an immediate takeoff, wind variable 2 knots, traffic 6 miles up.
Clear for takeoff, France 1212.
Punta Raisi Tower, very good evening. This is Alitalia 461 on the ILS runway 25.
461, Palermo Tower, local H1011, runway 25, continue approach, expect 1 departure before your arrival.
QNH 1011, continue the approach, runway 25, expecting one departure ahead. Lock track, glide slope track.
Tarro 472, vai a destra su Tango, Juliet, stand 307. Sceso via Tango, Juliet, stand 307.
Landing lights on. And give it a try. Autopilot disconnected.
1000.
We're a little bit high here.
Alitalia 461, runway 25, clear to land, wind 2108 knots.
Wind copy, clear land, runway 25 for Alitalia 461.
Advance to 1212 identified, contact Palermo radar 120, decimal 2, ciao.
500.
Palermo radar 12 decimal 2, thank you for control, bye bye.
400. Light slow. Light slow. Light slow.
Yeah.
Light slow. Light slow. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Light slow. 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 40, 30, 20, 10.
Come on. On the ground.
First lights active. 60 minutes.
Alitalia 461. Can we use runway 20 for vacating?
Italia 461, affirmative, right on runway 20 and then right on Tango.
Roger, right on 20 and then right on Tango for Alitalia 461.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is 10:05 p.m. and it's currently about 22 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the air traffic comes to a complete stop and the...
I just don't see anything, so...
The overhead bins, items may have shifted during Thank you for flying with us, and we hope to see you again soon.
A typical holiday aircraft when passengers clap in the back.
Parcheggio effettuato, parcheggio 302, il tarro 472, grazie Torre per il servizio, ciao. 472, chiudiamo le comunicazioni ai 06, ciao, alla prossima.
Auto brakes off, flaps up. Strobe lights off, landing lights off. And we start the APU. Alitalia 461, runway is vacated.
Alitalia 461, continue via Tango, Lima, Romeo, stand 210.
Tango Lima Romeo, stand 210, Alitalia 461. Yeah. I don't know why the GPWS turned on there. I of course forgot to start my recording program, so I cannot repeat the landing. I have no idea what was going on there. APU is now available. We're now passing November. So next one should be the Lima, and stand 210. So we turn left now here onto Lima. You can see hotel and Lima is going to the left. Well, we could need some turn-off lights here. Yep, that's right. That's right. So we can turn off the flight directors here. Don't need them anymore. We actually have 6.5 tons of fuel on board, and according to our flight plan we should have 6.4, so that's fine. Turn off the master caution here. We can turn on the APU here already. Now we are on Romeo, and we taxi the gate to stand 210. Yeah, but to be honest, I really like the sounds of the MD-82. Also the sound of turning on the ground power. I just love that. Aeroporto Internazionale di Palermo. So gate stand 207, stand 208, (209), and here is 210. So we can turn off the taxi lights. all the lights are out, and unfortunately 737, 787, A320, so I have no idea where to park. So let's just take the 737 one. Parking brake is set. APU is running, generators are running as well. So we can shut down engine 1, shut down engine 2. APU generators kicking in. Hydraulic pumps can be set to low. APU bleed are set to auto, so we have the air conditioning running, and then seat belts off. And then we connect the jetway. No, the other one, please. No. Okay, let's do that. Why is the right one? Okay, let's try it one more time when this is returned to its normal position. Okay, and let's do that again. No, it's all. Okay, then we do it differently. Then we do it like this. Can connect the ground power and the AC. So ground power is now available. Can turn off the external bus. Turn off the APU. No. Turn off the APU here. Turn off the fuel pumps here. Keep the logo lights on, but we can turn off the anti-collision lights so that the chocks are set. Hydraulic can be set off. And then passengers have to get out like this. I'm sorry, but this is... there's no other possibility. I don't know why this jetway is coming in. And also, I don't know why they are not connected to the terminal here. I don't know. Anyway, let's say goodbye to the tower, and then we switch offline from VATSIM. Alitalia 461 is on the block. Thank you very much for the ATC. Have a great night, and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Alitalia 461, have a nice day, bye.
And we can disconnect. Yeah, well, I don't think so. I think it's a scenery problem, because you can see this jetway here. This one is connected. So just this one is not, this one is not, and these are not as well. You can see here is the jetway as well. So it looks more like, oh yeah, it's doubled. You can see here are the standard flight simulator jetways, and these are the scenery jetways. This is the problem. Well, anyway. Yep, David, thank you very much for being here. Basically, I just wait until the passengers have deboarded, and then
How many more passengers do we have back there in the cabin?
I will leave as well.
We're still deplaning.
Is there any chance we could expedite the deboarding process?
We'll see what we can do. No problem.
Well, I'm not sure if it's a scenery problem. I think actually it is a flight simulator problem, because it's duplicated. But maybe also a scenery problem because the scenery didn't remove the standard ones. I have no idea. I have no idea. Yeah, I will see. I will see. I will decide it in the afternoon, and then I will plan the stream for the evening. And I guess that the so if I stream, then I will stream at around. I think I will be online at around 1700 Zulu if I stream. But you can see that in the upcoming streams tomorrow afternoon. So check it around 3 or 3:30 o'clock in the afternoon, and then you should know it. So, yeah, thank you very much, guys, for being here tonight. And maybe we can see each other tomorrow. Otherwise, definitely on the next stream. And for now, I wish you a great night, guys. And yeah, bye bye.